couple of minutes, unfortunately, but I know a lot of hockey people want to hear what you think about Graham James going to jail for 3.5 years.
I'm very emotional here, and you gotta bear with me here. This is one of the worst things I've ever heard in my life. And I've had people come up to me and say, oh, you know, these guys are 18 and 19 years old. And I remember Rose saying to me, and she read a book, well, these guys are 18 and 19. Rose, I'm betting you it was a 14-year-old kid. And sure enough, it was a 14-year-old kid, you know? And the situation he was in, and I know when he went to this here club, and, you know, he walks in and he sees all these older guys. I had the same thing with me. I was playing midget hockey, and I went in Kingston, and I went in to play with junior Bs, and they were all 18 and 19. You're a little baby. You're a little baby. You can't believe the difference between 14 and 20. You're just a little kid. I remember sitting on the bus. I was scared skinny, and this creep preyed on him, and he knew it. This guy wouldn't pick on any of the guys 19 or 20. Picked on a little kid, 14 years old. And that's what happened. That's the sad thing about the whole thing, and I know how the kid feels.
You know what I think of Graham, and I feel bad. It's impossible to defend what he did here. It's a horrible mistake. There's no malice. He was
no malice. Don't get me going. Now, just a minute. I met this guy remember when the crash of the bus. I met this guy out there, and I swear to God, cross my heart, I met him out there then. That was a long time ago. I said, there's something funny about this guy, and I met him for only about 30 minutes. And then when I see, he's one of those anti-violence guys, right? You know, anti-violence, and he started to take his shirt off. What did I say to you?
Right, he did a striptease on the bench.
What did I say to you?
There was something wrong with him. I remember that.
I said there's something wrong with that guy.
And you were right.
And I was right, and there is something wrong with him. And to think that this guy only got 3.5 years, it is unforgivable for something like that. There is no forgiveness about it. Now, you're going to say...
Part of what he did was to try and make these players not have to go through more by having a plea bargain. So I'll give him that.
That's bullshit. He did it. He plea bargained because if he didn't, he knew he'd get about 10 years for this. Don't give me that.
You don't think?
No, I didn't think it, and I said, I'll tell you one thing. I hope he goes to Kingston. That's the only thing I hope so. And I'll tell you one thing. If I hadn't been the judge, and maybe your hands are tied, his hands are tied or anything, I'd tell you one thing. I'd have drawn quartered this son of a bitch if I could have.
Well, Don,
no mercy on him. I know the Lord says to have mercy on your soul. This is unforgivable.
You always said
of the low.
If your friend was an axe murderer, you stand by.
This guy's one of my friends.
No, I hear you there. Don Cherry in the Coach's Corner, Molson Hockey Night in Canada on CBC.